This is what I was able to make in just 20 minutes with AI.
His bomber caught fire at 18,000 feet, and when he grabbed his parachute, he found it had burned to ashes. So he faced an impossible choice: burn alive or jump. And he jumped, falling 3 miles toward the earth. You see, as he fell, he crashed through the soft branches of tall pine trees that broke his fall until he landed in a deep bank of snow. He woke up with only a sprained leg, and the soldiers who found him refused to believe him until they checked the wreck.
This entire Zac D style video was made using AI and took me just 20 minutes of manual work. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it yourself step by step, from coming up with ideas to writing the scripts to generating the animations to the voiceover, all using AI. So if you're ready, let's get right into it. Okay, so we are going to be using Claude for this process, and what makes this entire thing possible is this custom skill that I created based off Zac D's videos. And more specifically, the way I created it was by feeding it the title and transcripts of 10 random Zac D videos, and also providing it with the prompting framework for it to follow when creating the prompts for, say, the starting image of a scene or the videos and so on, which you are going to see in just a minute. So to start this process, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this skill into my Claude desktop app, and if you want to get access to the skill, you can find it directly down in the description below. So to install this skill, I'm going to head over to customize here, and from there I'm going to go over to skills, which I'm already in, and I'm going to click on add. Once I do that, I'm going to click on create skill and then upload a skill. And in here, I'll simply just drag and drop this skill that I created and wait for it to simply install. And as you can see, it did that instantly. And with this, we can proceed with the next step. So if I clicked on this 3-dotted button here, you can see that it says try in chat. This is basically just going to start a new chat with Claude where this particular skill is already invoked. I obviously didn't have to do that. In case you don't already know, I can simply just type in / and from there you can see the skills that are installed in my Claude instance, right? So I can simply go ahead and click on short form video builder, or actually you don't even need to do this. You can simply tell it in the chat saying, hey, I want you to use this particular skill, right? This one just makes it more straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and simply say, let's start with phase 1, generate 10 ideas. And now what it's going to do is it's going to read through the skill and understand the type of ideas we want it to generate. And from there, you can see that it started doing exactly that. So it says phase 1, 10 ideas. And you can already tell that even the titles look like those of Zac D. So we got ideas like the diver who was swallowed by a whale, struck by lightning, cured his blindness, the skydiver whose parachute saved him after it failed, frozen solid for 6 hours, then woke up, the coin in his pocket stopped the knife, he sneezed and it saved his life, the beekeeper stung 1,000 times who survived, trapped underwater in a sunken car for 40 minutes, the tattoo that revealed a deadly tumor, and finally we got buried in an avalanche, saved by his own breath. And again, if I'm not happy with these ideas, I can simply tell it to generate 50 more or 100 more ideas until I'm actually happy. But to be honest, all the ideas that it gave here are actually pretty interesting. All right, so among these ideas, I find number 8 the most interesting. So I'm gonna say, let's go with number 8. And that takes us to the next phase, which is the actual phase 1. So the previous phase is just the ideation phase, right? So you can see that it came up with a script / narration. His car skidded off the bridge and plunged into the freezing river, sinking fast as black water flooded in through the vents. Within seconds, it was up to his chest and the doors wouldn't budge against the pressure. He took one last breath before the water swallowed him whole. But you see here is also the way Zac D Films narrates his videos, right? As the car flipped nose down, a pocket of air got trapped in the rear trunk. He pulled himself into that tiny space, breathing slow, shallow sips for 40 minutes until divers finally cut him free. And at this point, if I'm not happy with some part of the script, I could basically tell it to, fix those parts or rewrite the entire narration. But I'm pretty happy with what it came up with. So I'm going to say, hey, let's move on with phase 2 and click on enter. And you can see that it says I'll move to phase 2, which is main character plus scene breakdown. So let's actually let it do exactly that. It is reading off the short form video builder skill, and from that it is going to basically create our breakdown. All right, so there you go. It started writing out the second phase, which is basically everything. It starts with the main character image prompt, a full body semi-realistic 3D render of a 35-year-old man standing in a relaxed neutral stance. This is basically just the character reference image. Then we got our video prompts, right? And the breakdown of each video is as follows. It starts with a start frame image prompt. This is basically where the video is going to start from, and not in this case, but in some cases it also provides an end frame image prompt in cases where two videos are going to show scenes that take place at the same location, which we'll probably see in one of the below videos. Then we got the narration, which is basically what the narration is going to be saying in this scene. And then we got our video prompt, and within the video prompt, as you can notice, we have multiple different scenes as well. So it's like, hey, this entire video is 8 seconds long. The first scene is from 0 to 4 seconds, and within each scene there's also a breakdown, so you can see that it's actually following a pretty robust framework in order to generate these videos, which really helps with the process. So we got scene 1 and then scene 2, and this entire thing is basically the video prompt, or what we're going to be passing to our video model, right, which we'll be looking at in just a minute. And then the same thing continues with the rest of the videos. For this particular video, let's see how many videos we have. So we got video 2, video 3, and then video 4, right? And I think you can see in video 3 it actually provides the end frame, and the reason it provides the end frame is again because we have two videos that are showing events that happen at the same location. So the end frame here is going to be used as the start frame for the next video. You can see it says video 3's end frame, reuse the same image, don't regenerate, right? This is to ensure that it's visually consistent. Therefore, we have the entire breakdown of our video, and the next thing we want to do is to start generating the images and videos. So for the videos, we are going to be using Seedance 2.0 on Higgsfield, and for the images, we are going to be using GPT Image 2. And since GPT Image 2 is part of ChatGPT, I'm going to simply generate the images on ChatGPT and then basically bring them onto Higgsfield. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to copy the main character prompt and then paste it into ChatGPT and just wait for it to generate the image. All right, so there you go. ChatGPT is even generous this time and gave us two options for our character. I'm gonna go ahead and select image 1. And now that we got our character reference image, I'm going to go ahead and copy the start frame image prompt and paste it into our chat instance here so that it can generate the image out of our character. All right, so the image is ready, but he looks way too cool for this. So I'm gonna say, can you please make him look scared? And wait for it to regenerate the image. All right, this is a lot better. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this image and then head over to Higgsfield. And from here, I'm gonna paste in the image that we just generated. This will start the uploading process of the image. All right, the image is uploaded and verified. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go ahead and copy in the video prompt and then paste it into this prompt box. And let's take a look at how many seconds this particular video is supposed to be. I can either check this part or the duration of the final scene in this video, and we can see that it's 8 seconds long. So I'm gonna go here and set the duration for this video to 8 seconds. And as you can see, we are using Seedance 2.0, and this costs me 28 credits to generate. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on generate and wait for the results. By the way, Higgsfield is currently running a promotion on their annual Ultra plan where they provide you with free unlimited Seedance 2.0 and Seedance 2 mini generations until July 17th. So you'll be able to generate as many videos as the ones that I'm generating for completely free until that time. So if you want to check it out, the link will be down in the description. While the video is generating, let's go ahead and generate the start frame image of the second video as well. I'm going to go ahead and copy this and directly paste it into ChatGPT and wait for it to generate. All right, the video is generated. Let's take a look at how it turned out. All right, there you have it. That's our first video, and I think it turned out pretty good. Now let's go ahead and generate our second video. Let's actually go to ChatGPT and see what the image it generated for us looks like, and you can see that it looks pretty good as well. So the next thing I have to do is simply copy this image, go back to Higgsfield, and then upload this image and wait for it to get verified. And while that is being verified, let me go ahead and also copy the video prompt. And once that is ready, I'm simply going to go ahead and paste in this video prompt there and wait for the image to be verified. All right, there you go. The image is uploaded, and we can see that the duration for this video is supposed to be 9 seconds long. So I'm going to go ahead and bump that up by 1 second and then click on generate and just wait for it to be ready. All right, now that we are generating more than one video, we want to stitch them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open CapCut so that we can actually start stitching our videos together. Then I'll go ahead and download this video and drop it in. All right, the second video is also ready. Let's take a look at how this one turned out. And as you can see, this one turned out pretty well as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and download it and drop it beside the first video, just like that. Now we have both videos in our video editor. So the next thing I want to do before I start generating video 3 and video 4 is actually show you how to also generate a voiceover. And in our case, our voiceover is all the way on top. So it should be this one here, the script narration. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it, and after that I'm gonna head back to Higgsfield, and from here this time I'll go over to audio and select 11 labs v3, or simply just click on voiceover and I'll be able to select 11 labs from there, right? So you can see in my case 11 v3 is already selected, and we are going for the voiceover option. You can either select from presets for the voice or generate your own custom voice. In my case, I'm just gonna go with Roman, and I'm also going to just paste in the script / narration that I just copied, and I'm gonna go ahead and generate the voiceover. And as you can see, it only costs 1.5 credits, which is very affordable, and the generation is gonna last like probably just 10 seconds and it should be complete. And as I said, that it's already ready, so I'm just gonna go ahead and download the narration and drop it onto CapCut. And with that, we have both of our clips and also our voiceover ready. And before I start playing what we already have, what I want to do is I want to set the audio for the video to -20 decibels so that we can hear the voiceover more clearly. Here in volume, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this to -20, just like that, and now I can simply start playing the video. But before I start, let me also remove the gap from when the narrator starts speaking. Then I'll go full screen and then click on play.
His car skidded off the bridge and plunged into the freezing river, sinking fast as black water flooded in through the vents. Within seconds, it was up to his chest, and the doors wouldn't budge against the pressure. He took one last breath before the water swallowed him whole. But you see, as the car flipped...
And that's the amount of clip we currently have. And to me, what's very impressive is the fact that it's able to, you know, match the narration with the scene that is being shown. For example, him saying that the water was already at his chest, and also when he says that he takes one last breath, you can see that that's exactly what he's doing here. The next thing I want to show you is how you can add captions if you're using CapCut, right? So you can see there is a tab called captions here, and from there go over to templates, and inside templates you can just pick whatever captions you want to add for your video. Some of them here are free to use and the other are for pro users. Like this one here seems to be for pro users. So what I'm gonna do is I'm simply gonna go ahead and click on generate captions and wait for it. And just like that, I was able to add captions to the video. Let's take a look at how it looks like with it.
His car skidded off the bridge and plunged into the freezing river, sinking fast as black water flooded in through the vents. Within seconds, it was up to his chest, and the doors wouldn't budge against the pressure. He took one last breath before the water swallowed him whole. But you see, as the car flipped...
there you have it. Obviously this particular caption here is moving around, which is not my favorite, but you get the idea. So from here on, I would simply have to just repeat the process for video 3 and 4, and that's pretty much it.